Roundabout U, we take you back to the Renaissance as Elizabeth College presents a Madrigal Dinner.
Later in the show, we will show you all the excitement and action at the Bull Blowout.
We will also talk to this year's College and University Teacher of the Year.
And finally, we will take the plunge to help the Special Olympics.
I'm Brianna Sill.
And I'm Shelby Sisson. Welcome to Roundabout U. There are 6 polar plunges held in Kentucky. One of them takes place close to Murray State University at the Kentucky Dam Village State Resort Park.
This gives Murray State students an opportunity to jump into the freezing cold lake while raising money for the Special Olympics. We sent Tiara Reese to take the plunge, but she was too chicken.
It was a cold day at the Kentucky Dam Village as participants got ready to take the plunge.
Well, we had 340 plus total participants here today. That included 5K runners as well as those who admitted they were too chicken to plunge, and we got them a cool shirt that said too chicken. I think we had probably about 200 plungers. I have not heard a tally, around 200 plungers, and the rest were kind of combined, either 5K or chicken. We love our chickens. We even built them a coop this year so they would have a special viewing place.
Some had swimsuits and others had more interesting choices of clothing, but everyone was there to help support our Special Olympic athletes. Every plunger had to earn a minimum of $75 before they could plunge, though it was $50 for any junior plungers. But many strive to contribute even more than that.
I think at the moment we have around $1,100 raised, and we actually have a check that we have to put on there now, so it'll be probably a little bit less than $1,500 raised overall.
It was important for all those involved to help the Special Olympic athletes as much as they could. So every single one of the so-called polar bears were more than happy to be freezing for a reason.
My motto is that these individuals live with their exceptionalities every day, and I just have to be cold for a few hours.
A motto shared by all those who jumped into the water that day. Western Kentuckians came together for a good cause, and their efforts were not wasted.
In today's turnout, there was over 340 people that participated in today's events. They raised over $90,000 for Special Olympic athletes.
Organizers began the West Kentucky Polar Plunge back in 2010, and since then, the plunge has only grown. There has even been an addition of a smaller campus plunge here on Murray State's campus, which, while smaller, is no less fun than its big sister. Every bit of that growth is good news for Special Olympic athletes. But it doesn't matter how big or widespread the plunge has become, the reason for doing it has remained the same. Organizers took every precaution to make sure their polar bears were safe. They had divers ready to catch participants, junior plungers wore life vests, crew kept the plungers from crashing into each other, and they had first responders on standby. So everyone had a fun time raising money for a good cause without worry. It was all nothing when compared to the good that the event supported. And the plungers appreciated the chance to help just as much.
What do bull riding, mutton busting, calf scrambles, and barrel racing all have in common? They all happened under one roof at the Murray State William Cherry Expo Center as part of the Bull Blowout. Brianna Sill threw on her cowboy boots and headed off to the rodeo to see what the fun was all about.
Well, bull riding is what you see on TV. We have the guys that wear their protective gear. They get on the back of a bull and they tie on to a rope, and they try to ride the bull for 8 seconds to get a qualified ride. And then barrel racing is, of course, the cloverleaf pattern. They'll run around the 3 barrels, and we time those for the quickest time wins. And then, of course, mutton busting is for the kids. The little kids will either come in dressed and have their little ropes and try to ride the sheep like a bull, or they'll just reach down and hug the sheep. Calf scramble, we'll turn out like 3 calves, and they'll have ribbons on their tail, and the kids chase them around for the ribbons, and of course the ribbons will give them prize money.
The Bull Blowout is a biannual event hosted by Murray State. So that means twice a year, you can catch all the rodeo fun right here in the Expo Center. There were more than 75 participants in the bull riding and barrel racing categories. Many of those participants were Murray State students.
But I'm also on Murray State rodeo team, where I go across and college rodeo with other teams or other colleges in the region. I think there's like 14 colleges, and it's one of the toughest colleges in the nation today.
Hunter Shearbaum, a fellow Murray State Rodeo team member, said attending something like Bull Blowout for the first time is a way for people to get out of their comfort zones.
It can be intimidating at first, but you just got to get out of your little shell, talk to people. I mean, just got to find people to talk to. Everyone's willing to talk to you, give you advice. It's just a matter of opening your mouth and talking to someone.
For them, college rodeo is not just a hobby. It's a lifestyle that takes endless amounts of hard work and preparation.
Oh my gosh, endless hours out in the cold like it is tonight. It's supposed to be 11 degrees. So we have to be out there no matter 110 degrees, 11 degrees, and what I do is just keep them legged up like any athlete would. Just instead of the gym, we go out in the arena or grass or anywhere soft to ride. And we go and just stretch all the muscles and build muscle, and then we do like mental preparation as well.
Shearbaum said his favorite part about college rodeo is the atmosphere.
Meeting new people, going different places. You're going somewhere all the time. I mean, every weekend you're going somewhere different. It's just great atmosphere to be around.
And Murray State provides just the atmosphere that these riders crave.
Ever since I was a little girl, and I junior rodeoed in middle school, and we actually rodeoed here, and I absolutely loved it. And I loved the facility. The people here were awesome. They were so nice, so friendly, so willing to help. So I wanted to be surrounded by that and hopefully go on and achieve my dreams.
Being surrounded by that kind of influence gives Gentry and Shearbaum the motivation to succeed.
We won last year, back in October. And we did the same thing back in February as well. So hopefully we'll do a repeat with my horse Blue.
Stay positive. Don't hang your head low. Rodeo is a mental game. It's pretty well 99% mental. If you don't have it right in your head, you're just going to buckle off, have a poor run. No matter what event it is, it could be bull riding, it could be barrel racing. It's like anything in life. You just got to be positive. You can't let the downs get to you. Just got to keep looking forward.
Set in medieval time period, a Madrigal Dinner is a form of theater that is performed while the audience members enjoy a nice meal. Murray State's Elizabeth Residential College hosted its own Madrigal Dinner, A Ring of Truth. We sent Tiara Reese over to get the story.
The Madrigal is made up of a variety of medieval characters, centering on a plot about a ring that is passed around among the characters.
I am Lady Darnell. I am the first person who finds the ring, and I'm the first one to basically get in trouble. So I'm the Queen's right-hand lady, and my husband is Lord Darnell, who is the kiss-up to the king.
My character in the Madrigal is the jester. I'm the somewhat of comic relief that's kind of split between me and the town crier.
So the town crier is the person that goes, announces the king and does all the announcements for the town, obviously, hence the name. But basically, pretty much me and the jester go back and forth, and we have these little funny bits throughout the Madrigal.
A lot of what I do is more physical humor in the way I react to everything. A lot of what town crier does is more like sarcastic humor.
I portray a very crabby, tyrant-like king who is very short-tempered.
He does not like the truth at all, so everybody lies to him.
Everybody's afraid of me, that I will behead them or throw them in the dungeon.
When in possession of the ring, the characters are forced to reveal all truths. When the truths are revealed, it is not likely to set well with the king.
I get mad at the jester fairly towards the end of the play due to him finally telling me his true opinion about me.
And he's forcing me to answer his questions. It's a question of who he is as a person. Everybody in the kingdom thinks he's mean-spirited, and he insists that he is not, and will throw anyone in jail who says that he is. So I'm trying to fight the ring against me wanting to lie and say that he is not mean-spirited, because in fact he is. It winds up the ring wins out, and I tell off the king, basically.
And from there, it then takes off, and we have a shouting match on stage, which is one of my favorite parts, because the jester, he goes from being a very shy personality towards me, but the ring of truth makes him into a more manly person who then actually tells me his true opinion.
From medieval props, costumes, and music, characters in the play do their best to portray a realistic, magical setting.
We hope to give them an atmosphere of an actual madrigal. So whenever this begins, we will be singing Old English songs, and there are a few props on stage, like old-style drinks, for example, and the idea is to fully engulf them into a storyline that has them believe for a short period of time that they're actually in medieval Renaissance England.
On top of that, there's also a lot of improvising with every character, because during the main course we will actually go out into the crowd and we have to stay in character and improvise with what answers we're given to any questions we ask or the conversations we have.
Events like Elizabeth College's Magical Dinner is just one of the ways Murray State's residential college system works to make campus life a positive and rewarding experience for all.
Elizabeth College is like my home away from home, honestly. Ever since I've been here, it's been this peace. Just being to be able to be a part of a group, being able to go out and have fun at programs or go out with my friends who are part of the college has really, helped me with my college career. It's helped me adapt, helped me be a better person.
I came to school not really knowing anybody, and within the first week I had a whole lot of new friends who were always wanting to do something or always checking on me, making sure I felt at home, and I call this home away from home. So it's really great to be involved.
For Roundabout U, I'm Tiara Reese.
Dr. Todd Hill, Director of Jazz Studies and Associate Professor of Music at Murray State University, has been awarded the 2016 College and University Teacher of the Year by the Kentucky Music Educators Association. Joining us now is Dr. Todd Hill. Todd, first off, congratulations on your award.
Well, thank you very much, Brianna.
So can you tell us a little bit about what it means to be named Teacher of the Year?
Well, it's a very nice honor, and one of the things that I do have to think back is I think back to my own time at Murray State as a student here a few years ago, and knowing how many people who really probably deserve that award a lot more than me that never won it. So I always have to keep that in mind, but it is very nice to be honored by your peers and your colleagues.
So you've been nominated 4 times, and this is the first time you've won. What was the nomination process like?
Well, the nomination process is you're elected by your local district, which is for us most of the 18 county service region is in the 1st district of the Kentucky Music Educators Association. And that 1st district had nominated me 4 times, and I had gone through the process before. But what you have to do, you have to submit a resume, you have to submit your philosophy of teaching, and then you have to have 6 to 8 people write letters of support for you. So it was a rather large package to take care of putting together, but well worth it in this case.
So what kind of response have you gotten from your fellow professors and your students?
Well, I'm still here, I'm still teaching, everything's fine. It's another nice little thing on the highway, but it's not an end-all sort of thing. I mean, I'm not looking for retirement or anything out of this.
So how will this impact the way you teach your classes from now on? Will it change anything?
It won't change a thing. It just feels nice to be told, hey, you're doing a good job by your peers. That's the most important thing, I would say.
So if there's one thing you could say about the whole experience, what would it be?
I would say it's been very worthwhile. Standing on the stage in Louisville and being congratulated by the association as a whole was a special moment. And the association also sent a $500 check to the Murray State Foundation so that we could purchase some more things for the jazz program and such that we need. That's great too.
So can you tell us a little bit about the jazz program and what that money will
Well, certainly. The jazz program now at Murray State consists of 3 big bands. We've got the jazz orchestra is the top group, the jazz band is the middle group, and the jazz lab is sort of the novice level. But then we also have 3 jazz combos with 21 people participating in those. And this is all, we started everything. We have about 70-something kids involved in the jazz program. And we started with 16 in the fall of 2006 when I came back home to Murray State.
Have you always taught jazz, or is that just your musical passion?
That has always been a big part of the palette that I was working with. I started my career as a high school band director in Milan, Tennessee, and directed, of course, the middle school band, the high school band, the jazz band, and the concert band. So everything was all rolled into one those years of my public school teaching experience. And then I taught at Northwest Mississippi Community College, followed by Boise State, followed by University of the Cumberlands, all in the 20 years before I came home to Murray State. And in most of those positions, I was either director of bands or assistant director of bands. So I've done everything from marching band to volleyball band, actually, at Boise State, in addition to doing the basketball bands.
Yeah, you've been involved in a little bit of everything.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and congratulations on your award.
Well, thank you for having me up, Brianna.
Dreams, degrees, jobs. That's the idea behind Murray State University's School of Agriculture Career Day for students in the agriculture program. The goal is to get students involved in networking with companies that may be future employers.
The Hudson School of Agriculture has found a winning formula.
From dreams to degree to job, and that's what we're focusing on.
Dream big, earn a degree, and enter the workforce with the experience to get you a high-paying job.
That's the end result, is jobs, and they're very good high-paying jobs, and we're excited about the opportunity for the future of agriculture and for the future of our students at Murray State.
In order for students to attain excellent positions in the field of agriculture, it is imperative to network with companies looking to hire eager young adults. By having the Hudson Career Fair, students are given the opportunity to do just that.
This is a great way for freshmen all the way to seniors to come out, get jobs once they graduate, and also internships throughout the summer.
This is a great experience to network with companies, learn about opportunities and experiences for the future, and that's really why I'm here, is to gain those connections and those relationships with these companies and industries in agriculture. I think that's what sets us apart, is just that sense of community and family that we have in the Hudson School of Ag, and that relationship we have with those companies and organizations that are here at the Career Fair.
While the Career Fair is an important part of finding employment for students, it is also a great opportunity for the many companies that attend. Businesses are given the opportunity to meet many young people that are excited to enter the workforce.
We're just trying to get out here and meet and greet with some guys and gals and see if we're looking to hire some more people, and as our business continues to grow. So we're just out here trying to see if we can find some good employees.
All of this began in 1988 when Murray State held its first agricultural career fair. At that time, only 5 businesses attended the fair. Fast forward 28 years, and this year's fair saw 36 businesses present to network with students. In that time, the School of Agriculture has seen an increase of more than 1,000 students.
Having these companies and organizations willing to talk to us as students and come here to our campus, that they're looking for that potential, it means the world to us, because knowing that they're here and they believe in us and that they're giving us those opportunities to go out there and market ourselves is a great way for us to make those connections with them for later on when we are looking for those full-time positions, that we've made that connection and that we had that experience with them before.
At the end of the day, the Hudson Career Fair benefits students and employers alike. As students will see, the seeds planted at the career fair will eventually grow into careers. It is not a matter of if it will happen, but simply a matter of when.
We've talked to a few people that we're probably going to interview and see where that takes us. So far it's been a productive day.
15 minutes is all it takes to potentially save lives. Murray State and Austin Peay took part in friendly competition that was a victory for everyone. Donating blood is a small task that could change the lives of others.
Every 2 seconds, there's someone in the United States that needs blood.
To increase interest in the blood drive this year, Murray State and Austin Peay held a competition to see which university could have the highest number of blood donors at their respective campuses. The goal was not only to win, but to raise awareness on the significance donating blood could have on someone else's life.
I think any time that you can add just something a little bit fun to any kind of event, it just sparks the interest. It makes it, a lot of people are real competitive, so it makes you maybe go the extra mile to ask 1 or 2 donors, so maybe you would just ask 1 person. So I think it helps just bring awareness and just have the friendly, fun competition between the 2 colleges.
While donating blood seems like such a small task, for people that are in need of the donation, it is sometimes the difference between life and death. For one Murray State student, the impact of blood donations was seen firsthand.
My best friend is severely anemic, and a couple years ago she passed out and hit her head really bad and started bleeding from her head. She went to the hospital and realized that she had, I forget the exact number, but a lot less blood than she actually needed. She would have died if she hadn't, passed out that day. So ever since then I decided that it was incredibly vital to start donating blood, because I knew it saved lives, but that moment was what made it personal for me and what made me decide to start donating.
This time of year is especially important for those in need. Due to winter storms and cancellations, the American Red Cross is behind on their goal by several thousand units of blood. It is considered a critical need period.
Murray State University is crucial in us being able to meet the needs of the patient in our community region and really the entire country. About 20% of the blood is supplied by college and high school students, so we could not meet the needs of the patients at our hospitals without the help of Murray State University students. And we actually get several hundred units of blood donated from Murray State University, and for every one donation saves up to 3 lives. So it's just thousands upon thousands over the years of lives that have been saved because of Murray State University students.
And those who helped with the blood drive at Murray State appreciated the effort from those who realized that giving blood is much more than just that.
I love how there's so much support. I mean, people are taking time out of their busy lives to donate blood to help people that need it.
Teresa Farr was featured this month as Murray State's Artist Lecturer, where she discussed how she began her work, the meaning behind it, and why she only paints females. Murray State's Artist Talks are available for everyone. However, for art and related majors, attending this lecture is ideal for seeing how professionals work in this industry.
Artist Talks at Murray State are one of the more important things for anyone who's trying to graduate in the art program. I feel that this gives you an opportunity to see how professionals really present their work and the meaning behind it, the ideas you learn, your networking. It's kind of everything in one. It's what you need to see, it's what you're expected to do in the future.
Students who attended the lecture were left with a knowledgeable perspective of how body image for females is portrayed in the media. Farr made points in her lecture about issues of identity and how women are affected through what they see broadcasted.
You can really tell how media changes the female figure. I feel like she did a good job kind of talking and showing what their views are for the design companies that are putting out all this material for the general public.
Teresa explains the steps behind making her artwork by calling it a process that she repeats for each painting.
I think that the process behind my work is very important. I take images from the media and from fashion advertising, and I tear them up. And I tear out different parts of them. It's a process that's very intuitive. If I see a shape or a body part even, I will cut it out and I make collages and I work from the collages to create the paintings. But that's really a cyclical process too at the same time, because sometimes after I finish the painting, I'll be inspired to make a different collage. So the collage process is very immediate and it informs the paint and vice versa.
Farr was another inspiring artist who is able to share her work and the messages behind them for students here at Murray State.
Murray State University students were able to get a cultural experience without ever leaving the classroom. International artist Odd Berlin shared his thoughts behind his passionate works of art. In his exhibit Stories, Odd Berlin utilizes perspective and space, figuration and abstraction, meter and rhythm, movement and stasis, to add a new twist on recognizable everyday objects and images. His creations exude the feeling of spontaneity and looseness, but are actually based on many sketches and studies. The finished pieces have been described as powerful, fascinating, and even alienating, but always recognizable as created by Berlin. His inspiration comes from other artists' work and his own life experiences.
That's mostly a long way. I do a lot of drawings in my notebooks and getting ideas, and they go for several years. At a certain point, I can make them, and after. But where it's coming from, most from other artists, I'm fascinated by art.
During the artist talk, Berlin not only discussed some of his personal works of art, but also had a couple of other topics on his mind.
I talk a little bit about what I think, how I work, and mostly how other artists work, or compare them. I also explained something about the Dutch situation, the Netherlands. I'm from 1948, so I'm talking from just after the World War till now, how you get grants and so on, and how the art schools are there.
Berlin began his career as an artist around the age of 18. He learned a lot throughout his profession from other artists and hopes Murray State students take away some lessons from his talk as well.
You have to find your own way of making it. You cannot teach an individual from you have to do several hours of this stuff and several hours of this. Everybody has his own method.
That's all the time we have for today. If you missed a part of today's show, you can always check us out on the web at roundaboutu.com.
And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Shelby Sisson.
And I'm Brianna Sill. Thanks for watching Roundabout U.